Hi, I'm Daryl Sampson.
And I'm Daryl Cowper.
Welcome to Access Channel 5, sponsored by Greco Pizza. This afternoon here at Acadia Arena, the Axemen will take on the St. Thomas Tommies.
Now, it's important for the Acadia Axemen to come out flying strong this afternoon. Last night they came out flying and had a big win over the University of the Moncton Blue Eagles. Before that, they lost twice, once against the Dalhousie Tigers and once against the St. Mary's Huskies.
Play dumped in behind the net, and Unwaller stops it for Acadia as Sled picks it up. And Acadia breaks outside the zone. We got a 2-on-1 now with Sim and Fuster. Sim takes a shot and good save by Dunn. Played it in the corner. There's a battle along the boards for it. And here comes O'Leary streaking out in front. Tried to get that shot through, but it was blocked. And we have a penalty coming up. Just underway here at Acadia. Starting in nets for night. Acadia Axemen goalie Donovan Nunweiler. And Stu Dutton for the St. Thomas Tommies.
And it looks like Dennis Mullen was heading off to the penalty box. 2 minutes for roughing. As he tied up Eric Hunter along the boards in the corner there.
And one thing too, Acadia made good work of their power play last night, scoring a couple power play goals against Acadia, against Moncton rather. St. Louis has it now for Acadia. Deep in the corner. Looking to move it. Fury now. Back to Fuser. Quick shot. That was wide. It bounces right back into Dunn's hands.
Again, they're looking to Neil Fuster at the point for that big one-timing shot. Earlier on in the game last night against the University of the Moncton, Fuster beat goalie Jerry Gijou within the first 2 minutes of the game on a power play. Now, it's important for Acadia to do well on the power play tonight. Thus far, they've been 14.6% accurate on scoring on the power play.
Face off to the right of Dunn. One by St. Louis, back for Fuster. He fires a shot. Good save by Dunn. So picks it up for Acadia now. Works it in behind for St. Louis. St. Louis trying to cut out front. Decides to go around the net. Quick shot there. That's stopped by Dunn. The St. Thomas manages to clear it down the ice. Fuster to set up for the Axemen. He brings it out for Hogue. Hogue just throws it in. And it's shot down by Varag. Now Fuster has it for Acadia. Working up the ice. Fuster throws it in deep. Hogue's chasing in behind. Preston gets to it first, and he tries to backhand it around. Doesn't get out. Now Hogue with it. Finding for Fuster. He lets a quick shot go. That's stopped in front. Varag manages to find another hole again as he ices it back down. Just 40 seconds left to go in the St. Thomas penalty.
St. Thomas doing a real good job killing off this Acadia penalty. Or Acadia power play, excuse me.
Hogue working up the ice now. Trying to get a pass across, but there was no one there. And that's shot out of the play. 17:47 remaining in the first period, no score.
As you see there, Stu Dunn, who's going to be heading off to the All-Star game next weekend. He's the top goalie. He's got the top goals against average in his division, the McAdam division, with 3.63 goals against.
St. Thomas clears it out of the zone into center ice. Peyton picks it up. Quick pass up for Klassen, who throws it in deep. Now Hughes behind the net for St. Thomas. Fires it around. It comes outside the zone. And that'll do it for the Acadia power play. Now Acadia trying to work it out of the zone. So it comes up to center ice for O'Leary. O'Leary comes to the side. That shot couldn't get through. O'Leary still has it. Quick pass up front. Then managed to scoot through the crease, but no one was there to tap it home. Now Reynolds for St. Thomas. Cross for Powers, and he puts it over to Hughes. And St. Thomas brings it in over the line. Now Dewar coming in. Quick, tried to get the shot away, but he was tripped up. It's played in behind the net. Now it's Bennett picks it up for Acadia. Acadia works it out to center ice. St. Thomas fires it back in again as Bennett takes control for the Axemen. Here comes Chris Payton working his way up in the middle of the ice. Payton's still with it. He lost it there. St. Louis has it. He tried to get around his man. And Sleds picks it up. Poor Kitty, he just throws it in deep into the zone. Playing it behind the net. Armstrong racing in that, and he bumps in his man. Not Klassen in. He was rubbed out. Played up front. There was a good save by Stu Dunn there. Played down in the corner, and St. Louis is tied up. Mullins into battle with him. St. Thomas manages to get it out. Dewar and Armstrong are going at it. As Armstrong tried to cover that up, but couldn't manage to do so. Here's Sleds with it now. Up for Armstrong. Couldn't handle that pass. Now Mullen fires it up the center zone, looking for the long pass up the center ice for Sands, but it was ahead of him. Here comes O'Leary now. Over for Armstrong. Trying to look for Hunter. Armstrong again. There's a good chance in front. But nothing doing there. Sleds backhands it in deep. And now Barrage along the boards. He tried to get it out, but couldn't. Sims stopped him. And St. Thomas does regain the control of the puck there. Sands over for Barrage. He's coming in on the side. Barrage right in. Oh, and a shot wide. That's about a foot wide of the net. Here comes Sim. Back for Acadia. Back the other way. He puts a shot on. And the whistle's blown there. So that came off his moorings.
Well, Daryl, we're seeing a lot of really good end-to-end action by both teams here. Have a look out for St. Thomas's big shooters like number 81, Varag. We've also got Dave Gilmore out there, no relation to Doug. He's third. He's currently third in the scoring race in the AUAAs. So you can expect some trouble from those two guys for St. Thomas.
Gilmore's taking out the faceoff with St. Louis. As it draws one back into St. Thomas territory, and they work it out of their zone now. Here comes Carson. Or sorry, that was Powers, rather. He gets rubbed up by his man. Broda back the other way for Acadia. He just throws it out of the zone, and Hughes, the St. Thomas captain, picks it up. Quick pack up for Powers, and he just dumps it in and heads off for a change. Now Acadia working it back up. Saukin has it now. He just feeds a pass behind the net for Fuster. Acadia getting their wires crossed there. A little bit of miscommunication. Peyton now for Acadia. Working up the zone for Mercer. Quick back to Klassen, but that pass off one of his players, Carson. He throws it in for St. Thomas. Now in behind the net, and Fuster comes out the other side with it. Fuster just chips it out of the zone, and Preston recovers for St. Thomas. Mullen just fires it in deep. Barry around for the other side. He stopped it and kept it in. Now Fuster working back the other way. Here comes Hogue. He's got a one-on-one with Preston. trying to cut inside, and Preston makes a nice play to deflect that away. Now it's in behind the net. Tiveron with it now. He puts it out. It comes out to center ice. Acadia just fires that back in. Sim on the side. He picks it up. He lost it, but he had regained it back there, and then he got dumped. Tiveron for St. Thomas. Puts up the middle, nice. Nice move there by Welch, and he gets a glove in the face. And referee Steve Langel's calling a penalty here on the Axemen. Looks like Kirk Fury heading to the box.
Yeah, Eden Welch was coming down wide on the wing, and he tried to put a nifty little move on Fury, and Fury just gave him the straight arm shutter. Unfortunately, referee Steve Langell called him 2 minutes for roughing. So speaking of special teams, it's important for Acadia to try to kill off this, or actually perform this penalty kill pretty well here. To date, they've been 82.6% successful.
Play back to the point. Hughes keeps it in. Hughes for Acadia. He just tries to throw it in deep, and Sock can cut that off. Here's a battle for it. It's right up front. Good play by St. Louis to get that out of the way. Shot 6-1 in favor of Acadia here in the first period. Socken wires that one around the boards, and that's kept in by St. Thomas. It's fired back around the other side. Now Hughes for St. Thomas. Tries to set something up there. Gil puts a deep, quick pass out front. Nunwaller had to be sharp there. Hunter just backs it down the ice. Just over a minute left in the Acadia penalty. As the St. Thomas captain, Hughes works it in deep. He gets bumped by his man. It's played in behind. Fuster finds some room, and he just throws it down. St. Thomas, Rustin has it now. He just fires it in. Working it deep. Now Hogue with it along the boards. Tried to get it out. That was stopped there. Here's Classen. He moves it across for Peyton. Now Hogue in the corner, battling along with Mullen. Comes around for Tiveron. He brings it up for Preston now. Preston has it. He throws it in deep. Sands is chasing after it. Tiveron behind the net, looking for an open man. There's a shot by Preston. Good save by Nunwaller.
First real save of the game by Acadia Axemen goaltender Nunwaller, who got the start tonight after Amaroon was still absent from the lineup. Shots are currently 6-2 for Acadia. That was only the second real shot on Nunwaller, and he handled it pretty well.
Face off the net left of Nunwaller. It's back for Preston and St. Thomas. His pass across from Mullen got through his legs. So he couldn't handle that one. And Fury penalty's over as we're all 5 aside now. Fury chasing after it, couldn't get to it in time. So Acadia looks to work it out now, sleds along the boards. He throws it up center ice. Pass out for St. Louis. St. Louis works it in over the line. Take a quick shot on, and Dunn handles that easily. 10:33 to go in the first period, and there's still no score yet here at Acadia Arena.
It's important for Acadia to get it to their big scorers like St. Louis. As you saw, St. Louis came over the blue line earlier there and took that quick wrist shot on net. Of course, Stu Dunn for the Tommies made the easy save.
Stu Dunn for the Stu Tommies.
Coincidence? I think not.
Draw one back to Fury. He brings it in down in the corner. Fury looking for someone. Couldn't find anyone yet. Tried a quick centering pass, but that was cut off by Powers. Now Powers for St. Thomas. Bringing it out. He throws that up the ice. Acadia shoots it back in again. Hughes tried the long pass there, but there was no one home. Oh, and Armstrong was absolutely leveled by Powers right in center ice. Good hit. Coming down the corner. Glant and Armstrong are trying to go in after it. But Welch comes out for St. Thomas. Quick pass out for Reynolds. Trying to get around his man. Fury ties him up pretty good. Good defensive play there. Now St. Thomas, bring it back the other way. Hunter tried to kick that up to himself, couldn't manage to hold on to it. As they bring it in over the line. That shot was wide. It's battling behind the net for it, and O'Leary picks it up for Acadia. O'Leary skated up to center ice. Working his way over the blue line, but that was called on the offside.
As we saw last night against the University of Moncton Blue Eagles, it was a heavy-hitting game. And, well, not to say that this game has been as heavy-hitting as last night's game. We did see Armstrong earlier get mesmerized by the red line as he got leveled by one of the Tommies players. But the game's still young.
Mullen works it out in the middle of the zone. He lost it, stripped by Broden. Now we have a 2-on-1. But Broden and Rao. Over to Rao. Quick shot. Oh, good save by Dunn. Rao picks it up again. He works it back to the point. Fuster shot. That was deflected wide. And the whistle was called there on a high stick.
Stu Dunn with a tremendously big save against former Moosehead captain Todd Rao. As he went in with a 2-on-1 with one of his teammates, took the shot, and Dunn slid over for the easy save. Puck came back to the point, and Fuster took a shot, and it was deflected with a high stick, so the play was called.
Play along the boards there.
Looks like Todd Rao might be going off for a high sticking call.
Now St. Thomas was 0 for 1 in the first power play, with just one shot on net.
They've got big Davey Gilmore out there at the center line. Not the center line, the center position, excuse me. Take the face off. He'd like to get a goal this game.
Fuster has it for Acadia. He fires it down the ice. Dunn leaves it there for Preston. No score so far in the hockey game. Just under 9 minutes there in the first period.
St. Thomas with a careless pass there as it got away from one of their own players, and icing was the call. So we go all the way back down to the St. Thomas end. Maybe Acadia will get lucky and win the draw and get a shot on net. Currently the shots are 8-2 for Acadia. Stu Dunn's seen a couple really good scoring chances by Acadia, but he's shut them out.
Russell Hogue taking the draw. It's one in behind the net. Mullen has it now for St. Thomas. Say bringing up the zone. Preston has it now. He dumps it in deep. Carson chasing in after it. Carson picks it up. He lost control of it. Gilmore has it now. Gilmore in behind the net. Tried a quick pass out for Carson, but that was cut off by Klassen. St. Thomas works it around the perimeter. Mullen, there's a shot. Oh, and a good save by Nunweiler. Stuck the glove out there and snagged that one down.
Nunweiler looking sharp thus far. especially in this power play for the St. Thomas Tommies. We saw a little Dave Gilmore working in behind the net as though he was Wayne Gretzky. He tried to get the puck out to former Mooseheads player Dave Carson. Did you know, Daryl, that Dave Carson was one of 3 former Mooseheads that, well, actually, there's a third one, Nagy, who have scored over 40 goals for the Mooseheads.
Do you know who the other one is?
I believe it's Black Ned, first-year captain for the Mooseheads.
There's a chance out front. Another one that covers that one up.
Yeah, the very first year that the Mooseheads came into play in the Quebec Major Juniors, Brent
St. Louis now for Acadia. Gets around his man. Trying to break wide. Trying to get around Mullen. Mullen has him tied up pretty good. St. Louis still managed to get a shot off. But it was at a bad angle, and Dunn made that look easy. St. Thomas breaks back the other way as it's thrown in by Preston. Now O'Leary, he tried to swipe it around the boards. O'Leary gets it back. He's got a one-on-one with Preston. Working in over the blue line. O'Leary, big shot on. Dunn makes that save. Now Sleds for Acadia. He just fires it down the ice. 20 seconds left in the Rao penalty. St. Thomas has yet to get a shot on, or sorry, they've only had one shot on net so far. Now Powers brought it in, but he was hauled down. No call. And that'll do it for the Acadia penalty as we were now 5 aside. Rao with it. Tried to pass across. Sands almost intercepted that one. Now Varag. Bringing it over the line. Varag still with it. Try to pass across there, but that went through. Now Sim took the hit, but managed to get it outside the zone. Powers leaves it for his man. Powers with it again. As they try to bring it out, Mercer cuts off a pass there. Tried a quick pass in for Klassen, but couldn't get through. Now Peyton racing back after it for Acadia. He gets bumped. Fury working it out of the zone. Peyton with it now. Drops it off for Klassen. Quick shot. Good save by Dunn. St. Thomas regains control. Wide pass across the ring for Dewar. Dewar racing it in down the side. Tried a dipsy duel there, but nothing was happening. Now Lightbody going in the corner to pick it up. For St. Thomas. Lightbody fires it down, and Dewar tipped that. As we get called for the icing.
So we saw earlier there, Daryl, the line of Hogue, Klassen, and Mercer for the Acadia Axemen really got to get things going. Mercer being the big guy on that line, he's got to do a little bit more body crunching. Force the other team to cough up the puck so the other 2 players can get some shots on net. Meanwhile, you got Big St. Louis, Broda, and Rao out there right now. Rao and St. Louis had 1 goal each last night against the University of the Moncton Blue Eagles.
Rao has it now for Acadia. He lost it there. St. Louis gives it back to him. St. Thomas just manages to dump it out. Now Rao for Acadia. Quick pass up for St. Louis. That rolled off his stick. And Preston recovers. Now Reynolds. Couldn't get his pass through, and St. Louis picks it up now. He's coming down this line. Josh St. Louis, quick shot. Stu Dunn snags that one down.
And again, St. Louis with that quick wrist shot, looking a lot like Mark Messier coming down the wing. And Stu Dunn made no mistake with the glove save. Face off inside the St. Thomas Tommies zone.
Yeah, seems that there's been a lot of two-on-one breaks so far down in St. Thomas's end, but
Yeah, it looks like both teams have been really taking advantage of that no center line and hitting the long man for that going in on the breakaway or the one-on-one.
here's Hughes for St. Thomas. Works it up in the center zone. Glenn had it there, but he lost it. As it rolls into Acadia. Mercer with it now. Long pass out. Glenn turns around and throws it in. Play in the corner. Now Hughes for St. Thomas. Tried to get it out, but that didn't come through. Payton just rolled it in on net. Stu Dunn scooped that one up. 4:13 remaining in the first period. Once again, this is brought to you by Access Channel 5, sponsored by Greco Pizza. And there is no score.
Acadia Axemen head coach Kevin Dickey seemed to be a change in the lineups there a little bit. He threw Mercer out with Armstrong and Gallant, hopefully to ignite a spark of some sort to see if the players could get going as he switched up the lines.
Preston has it now for St. Thomas. It's fired in, but St. Thomas, Sarah Fury picks it up. Pass for Hunter, but Hunter wasn't looking. In the last minute, a couple off his stick. Now Mullen in behind there. Just worked along the boards. Broad gets it out of the zone. Fury for Acadia, he just throws it back in. Now St. Thomas working on the side. Here comes Sands with it. And he comes in just offside as Varag couldn't get out in time.
As you see, Dustin Varag, who's currently within the top 15 of the goal scorers here in the scoring race for the AUAAs, as he tried to tightrope the blue line there, and he was called offside.
Stu Dunn getting a lot of work tonight. 13 shots so far. St. Louis for Acadia. Trying to bring it up. He rolled that in with one hand. Goes in deep. St. Louis still chasing after it. Broda has it now. Quick pass up for Rowell. Quick shot there. I think Dunn might have got a piece of that. Now Powers puts it up for Edmondson. It's out in the middle ice. As Powers picks it up, he puts that over for Gilmore. But the whistle's blown as St. Thomas was offside again.
Yeah, Dave Gilmore got a little too excited there as he went over the blue line a little early. Offside the call. And as you mentioned earlier, Darryl, the shots are currently 13-3 for Acadia. Stu Dunn has been keeping his team in this game. Score is still 0-0. It's not really indicative of the shots on net, though. Acadia with a lot of scoring chances and simply they just can't figure out Dunn yet. Nunweller hasn't really been tested thus far.
Fired in by Preston, working it around. Edmondson cut that one off. Now Hogue has it. Got a quick pass out for Klassen as they break out of the zone. Here's Mercer. Streaking down the side. Moen took his man out. Acadia still has it. Fuster, quick shot. That was wide. Fuster gets it back again. Another shot wide of the net. So it comes outside and back into Acadia's zone. Long pass up for Hogue. He throws it over Mercer. Here comes Mercer coming down the side. Trying to pass over Klassen, and oh, he couldn't handle that pass. St. Thomas back and work the other way. Here comes Lowe as he worked it in deep. There's a battle behind the net for it now. Payton with it. He puts it up for Klassen. Klassen Mercer coming down the sides. Pass over for Payton. Payton's got a chance here. It's stopped by Dunn. And Mercer for Acadia, still with it. Try to pass out in front. There was no one there. Now Acadia working it around the outside. But it managed to come outside the zone. Acadia still with control of it. Just over a minute here left in the first period. Reynolds. Hughes picks it up now for St. Thomas. Pass up for Reynolds there, but he wasn't looking. As Acadia picks it up. O'Leary has it now. O'Leary brought that one in. Just offside. Still no score. Shots 14-3 in favor of Acadia.
It seems to be, as of late, Daryl, that the Acadia Axemen defensemen have getting all the real scoring chances, as you saw Chris Payton rush up earlier there and go wide on Stu Dunn, who made the easy save. Acadia not really known for their offensive defensemen.
It's worked along the boards here. St. Louis trying to get it out as it's thrown into St. Thomas zone. Mullen has it now. He's rubbed out by St. Louis. St. Thomas tries to work it out of the zone. Sands has it now for St. Thomas. Pass across here. It's a shot on. Nunwaller steers that wide. And Sands had a great chance there, but couldn't find the puck. Here comes Rao working in and around. Rao was rubbed out. Now St. Louis back for Fuster. That shot was deflected wide. As Tiveron tried a long pass up there. That couldn't get through. Now Preston. Shot. That was blocked. So Larry puts it back the other way. Larry took a long shot at the buzzer, but there was nothing happening there.
Amidst all the scoring chances for Acadia, who have outshot the Tommies 14-3, they just could not solve St. Thomas goalie Stu Dunn.
I think, Daryl, you'll find that Kevin Dickey was pretty happy with that period. Only allowing St. Thomas to get 3 shots.
Yeah, Acadia coming out, obviously playing a real good defensive game.
Well, the score is tied at 0-0. We'll bring you back for the second period.
I should almost allow us to finish what we're saying.
Back for the second period. How are you doing? So far, the score is 0-0 right here at Acadia Arena between the Axemen and the St. Thomas Tommies. Shots after the first period were 14-3 in favor of Acadia. So let's get ready to rumble for the second period, Daryl.
Exactly. It'll be interesting to see how Acadia comes out this period, because the second period's been their weakest period all year long.
In behind St. Thomas net now. Mullen has it for the Tommies. Tried to pass there for Edmondson, but that was deflected. Now it's dumped into Acadia zone. Fuster racing back for it. He picks it up. Leaves it there for Sleds. And Rao has it for Acadia now. Rao, he just dumps it in. Broda chases in and after it. Muller has him hooked. St. Louis in behind the net. Now Edmondson has it for St. Thomas. Bring it up in the center zone. He dumps it in deep. Dunwaller stops that. As Peyton works it back the other way. Just stumped in there as Acadia makes a line change. St. Thomas working it back the other way. Lafford rather. Works it up for Powers. There's a shot. That was wide. There's another chance. Sokin managed to get in front of that one. Keep that from getting through. Now Acadia breaking out. There's a shot, quick shot by Klassen, good save by Dunn on the other side. Here's Varag now for St. Thomas. He's being checked. Now Lafford throws it down the sides for Sands. Sands has it. Try to backhand it back for Lafford, but he was tied up. Here comes Mercer. Streaking down the wing. Mercer trying to get around his man. Couldn't. So he was tied up there. Mercer has it again. Still working with it. Quick pass in behind. Now O'Leary has it. O'Leary kicks it around for Hunter. He couldn't catch up to it. And Preston gains control for St. Thomas. Now Lafford. He gets bumped by Fury. So he battled along the boards for it. Finally it gets kicked out. St. Thomas regains control. They fire down the ice. And we get a whistle for icing.
Acadia's success to date by period goes a little something like this. As far as the first period is concerned, they have to date 17 goals for and 15 against. Now the second period, it's been the weakest of the three, where they have 19 goals for and 23 against. And for the last period, the third period, they have 14 goals for and 10 against. So
Acadia again doing a good job this period, keeping the shots from getting through. As Socken deflected one away there. Now St. Thomas working back the other way. Here's Powers. He just throws it in deep in the zone. Dunwaller deflects that in the corner. As Fury picks it up for Acadia. Sim tried to take a swipe at it. He couldn't manage to get it out, but does in the second try. And that was swiped out into the stands. 17:20 remaining in the second period. No score here at Acadia Arena in Wolfville.
as you see, Acadia Axemen Jarrett Sleds comes off Acadia bench getting ready for a shift. He's been a big player for Acadia this year. He's got good wheels, good legs, a pretty good shot from the point.
Hunter got kicked out of the face-off there. So they'll try it again. There's a shot by Socken right on. Good hard shot. Dunn had to be sharp on that one as he kicked that one out.
Socken wasting no time off the face-off. Got it back right at the blue line and took a shot right on net. Fortunately for the Tommies, Stu Dunn saw it all the way and covered it up. St. Thomas heading to the bench now for a line change.
Looks so far, Daryl, that Dunn's going to be in a lot for more work this period, just as he was in the first.
Well, I agree. I mean, with 16 shots on net, he's obviously the whole reason why St. Thomas is still in this game and the score isn't higher than what it is, 0-0.
Preston had it behind the net, but he slipped there, although it managed to get around for Edmondson. Long pass out, quick pass for Gilmore, just ahead of him. He races in behind, he touches it to prevent the icing. Acadia brings it back the other way. St. Louis racing down for it. Now Rao tried to put it in for his man, but nothing doing. Here comes St. Louis around the side. St. Louis in again. Couldn't get it shot off there. Now Sleds throws it in. Edmondson's slow to get up there. He might be, looks like he's hurt. Here's Fuser. Here's a good chance for him. Good blocker save by Dunn. Was that one in the corner? Now Acadia working it in behind. O'Leary has it now. There's a St. Thomas player down. Out to the point. Fuser, quick shot. That was deflected. Mullen took a soccer kick at it there. Hunter has it now. Out to O'Leary. That shot was deflected just wide. It's Preston. He fires it around the net. And it comes out and back down into Acadia's zone as St. Thomas makes a change. Long pass up. We got a breakaway here for Sim. Right in. Oh, and what a good save by Dunn. A bit of rough stuff after the whistle now.
I think St. Thomas was a little discouraged there, Darryl, because that was probably Acadia's best shift. They forechecked after forecheck. Took out about 2 or 3 Tommy players.
And that was a great heads-up pass by Fuster there. The long pass up to Sim, which caught the St. Thomas Tommies as they were making a line change, which got Sim, in which Sim had the breakaway. Of course, Dunn was equal to the task as he's been all night, making a good stop.
Yeah, Dunn just got enough of it to keep it out of the net. It looked like it was going to be trickling back there, but as everyone crashed the net came off, and then the rough stuff started. We've got head referee Steve Langille down there deciding what the penalties are. As you see the 2 players, Hunter and Sim for Acadia in the penalty box.
There's Mr. Landell trying to get things all straightened out. I'll tell you one thing yesterday in last night's game, referee Bob Bess had quite a first period, didn't he, Darryl? Calling over 70 minutes in penalties.
Well, I'd say, every time there was a stoppage in play, there was at least 1 scruffle or 2. The players were sent off to the box. Certainly Steve Langille hasn't had as much to do as Bob Bess, but he's still been busy as he's deciding right now what to do.
Oh, right now it looks like they got that extra 2 minutes up on the board for Acadia. So it looks as if they will be short-handed.
The penalties, St. Thomas number 15, Pat Powers, 2 minutes for roughing. Number 6, Jason Hughes, 2 minutes for roughing. Acadia's number 16, Eric Hunter, 2 minutes for roughing. Number 19, Mike Sim, 2 minutes for roughing, and 2 minutes for roughing after the whistle. 4 minutes, 11 seconds.
Well, the fans disagree with that call.
Yeah, if you can definitely disagree with that call. I mean, Sim went in on the breakaway, and it seemed as though he was pushed right into the goalie. So I don't think the fans here in Wolfville are liking Steve Langille that much right now.
But nonetheless, Acadia will be shorthanded for 2 minutes. As right now, Lanzo's over the bench talking with Kevin Dickey about it.
Coach Dickey obviously concerned. He doesn't want to give the Tommies any chance to get back in this game, even though the score is still 0-0. And they've only had 3 shots on net. He doesn't want to give them any extra chances in going up on these Acadia Axemen.
Steve Langell, referee from my hometown, Lower Sackville. Actually got a chance to referee with Steve a few times back in his early days.
Well, obviously, the timeskeeper's a little upset as he blows the horn a couple times. Maybe he's calling for a coffee or something. Nope. They need an extra player in the box. Maybe he's got a coffee.
Here comes Sands the other way for St. Thomas. There's a shot. That was around the net. Mullen picks it up. He's got it now. He puts it down along the side. As they're a battle along the boards for it, and then manages to skip outside the zone. Here comes Peyton. Working it back the other way for Acadia. He circles back into his zone. And then just carefully slides it down the ice. Preston now for St. Thomas. Working it up. Rogg and Mullen got their wires crossed there, and both of them lost the puck as it was shot back down the ice. Here comes Mullen. Working in over the line. Mullen, he was hooked. Acadia manages to throw it back out. Acadia doing a very good job killing out this penalty.
It also doesn't seem like the St. Thomas Tommies can get anything going this power play. Spending too much time looking for that head pass.
Third power play of the night for St. Thomas. Here comes Lowe working it down the wing. And it skipped back outside the zone. Reynolds picks it up for the Tommies. Preston with it now, looking to get things going for St. Thomas. Feeds that off to Lowe. He's all tied up. Almost a good chance there for O'Leary. But Rao regains it. Rao with a quick shot. Good save by Dunn. So once again, Dunn had to be pretty sharp on that one.
I'd imagine.
Good save.
Sorry, Daryl. I'd imagine head coach for St. Thomas, Durley Smith, can't be too happy with the way his team's been playing this power play. As a minute and a half is already over in the power play, and I don't think they've accounted for one shot on net, let alone more than 10 seconds in Acadia's end. And as Acadia came down shorthanded, Stu Dunn made the easy glove save.
Yeah, I think Durley Smith is certainly talking to his team right now, telling them to just get some shots off. And maybe that can get things working for them. Here comes Sands coming down the side. He was tripped up. Langell decides to let that go. Now Lightbody. Pass out, and that was behind Varrock. He couldn't handle it. But Mullen picks it up for St. Thomas. Acadia penalty is over now as they're playing five-a-side again, as it stuffed in deep into Acadia zone. Sleds and Lafford went in the corner after it. Sleds got bumped. Now Fuster and Mullen are battling for it. Fuster's looking to tie it up. And Langell decides to blow that down. 13:32 remaining in the second period. Still no score to date, as Acadia is out shooting the St. Thomas Tommies 19-3.
Head coach Kevin Dickey's got to be pretty content with the way his Acadia Axemen special teams have been playing thus far tonight. The penalty kill's been successful 3 times. And with that penalty kill, they outshot the St. Thomas Tommies with at least 1 or 2 chances.
So far, Acadia has killed off all 3 penalty power plays, and they've only allowed 1 shot on goal during that span. Now Edmondson has it for St. Thomas. A shot on. That's steered away. Broda, he sweeps it in behind. And there's a penalty coming up here. Looks like it's going to be against St. Thomas.
It's Mr.
Gilmore is heading to the box, I believe.
Yeah, Mr. Gilmore got caught doing something he shouldn't have been doing, that is. And he'll sit down in the box for 2 minutes.
Well, there's a good chance here for Acadia to try and get on the board. Stu Dunn has been playing very well so far to date. It's Acadia's second power play of the night. That's shot out over the boards, and we'll do it all over again.
Face off still deep in the St. Thomas zone. They got the St. Thomas Hogue and Fury line out there, hopefully to produce a goal.
Now Lowe with it. He fires it around the boards. Hogue has it now at the line. Scrambling down the side. Hogue still with it. Hogue out for Fuster. He puts it back for Hogue. Hogue pass to Fuster. Here's the shot. Good save. And he scores!
Well, Daryl, as good as Stu Dunn has been doing this game for the St. Thomas Tommies, he just could not handle the Acadia Axemen on that play. As the puck came back to the point, and Fuster and Hogue were playing around with it for a bit. Fuster took the shot, and it got kicked out, and
St. Louis put it home.
I believe it was St. Louis. Thanks, Daryl. Made no mistake, and he buried it in the back of the net.
First goal is the 11th of the season, scored by number 61, John St. Louis. And to number 9, Russell Hall.
Well, that's St. Louis's 11th of the season. Fuster and Hogue pick up the assists. Here comes Acadia looking for another one. And that was a power play goal. Now Mercer. Back to the point for Peyton. He throws it down low. Klassen with it now. Circling around. Try to get it over to Mercer. Now Mercer has a chance. He's coming around the side here. Mercer, quick pass out for Klassen. But he was tied up there and couldn't handle that. Now Virag back for St. Thomas. Pass over for Lafford. Lafford tried to leave it there for Virag. And Sands has it now for St. Thomas, trying to work his way out in the middle. Now we got a 2-on-1 for Acadia. It's Klassen and Hunter. Hunter streaking down the side, over back to Klassen. He's right in. Oh, and what a great chance. Is it just one? They scores!
St. Thomas a little upset on that play as Acadia came down on the 2-on-1. And it looked like there was going to be a penalty assessed, but Mercer picked up the rebound and quickly banked it in off Stu Dunn's pad. It found its way into the back of the net. St. Thomas player John Lafford was debating with Steve Langiel as far as what was going on. He thought the penalty should have been called. He might have, one of the St. Thomas players may have touched the puck, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, Rick Mercer got credited with the goal as he banked it in off Stu Dunn.
That was kind of a tricky play. Klassen had a breakaway there and he missed the net. And then Mercer just kind of threw it out in front and in it went.
Well, it's about time things start paying off for the Acadia Axemen. So there's a little bit of a scruffle in behind the net there. Shots thus far, 22 for Acadia and only 4 for the Tommies. And Acadia with 2 goals here early on in the first half of the second period.
11:16 remaining in the second. As Acadia has a 2-0 lead. On goals by St. Louis and Mercer. Now Powers for St. Louis. Working it back the other way. It gets out the zone. Welch is chasing in for it. He has it now. Back for Hughes. There's a shot. Nunweiler steers that away. Now Tiburon, he couldn't handle that. This goes around for Welch. Now it's battle in the corner. There's a couple of players fall on top of it. And they get the whistle.
Tiburon with only the second shot this period for the St. Thomas Tommies. And of course, Nunweiler was up for the task and made the easy save as it went back into the corner and was tied up by Acadia player Chester Gallant.
Face-off will take place next to the left of Donovan Nunweiler. And right out the face-off there, the puck squirted back to Nunweiler, and he covered that one up.
For some reason, Daryl, the name Nunweiler makes me think of chocolate bars. I'm not quite sure why, but I could go for one right now.
Okay. It's back to the point now. Preston he fires that one. That's steered into the corner. Now Edmondson, quick pass out, and Gilmore took a shot there. Nunweiler was sharp on that one. He kept that out.
Dave Gilmore for the St. Thomas Tommies gets the Tommies' 5th shot on net this period, with only 8 shots to total.
But they managed, I think they managed quite a few shots the last couple minutes here. And that, one thing for St. Thomas, that's what they got to start doing.
Oh well, they don't want Gilmore to get too many shots because he's probably the peskiest player they got out there.
Here's Carson with it. Still working. Sleds has it now. He swipes it around.
A little bit of a wrestling match going on there.
Yep. There's a penalty call coming up. Looks like it's going against Acadia.
Uncharacteristic there of Chris Payton as he cleared, I believe it was Edmonston, out from in front of the net. And he'll go have a seat for 2 minutes. Former Mooseheads player. I believe it was 3 or 4 years that he was there, Daryl.
What's it?
Chris Payton.
Oh, at the Mooseheads.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was 3 years. Good chance here for St. Thomas to help get themselves back in this game. It's their 4th power play of the night. They haven't had much luck on the power play with only 1 shot. Carson for St. Thomas, working it down low. Gilmore, he gets bumped up there, takes a chop at Sleds. No, Gilmore still has it. Moving it around. Pass back for Preston. He takes it down low. Quick pass up front. St. Louis deflects that wide. St. Louis getting it back the other way. He just gets it out of the zone. Here's Hunter almost had a chance there, but Dunn came out of his net to play that wide. Now Preston with it. Working back the way. He's checked by Klassen. As it comes back for Mullen. Mullen tried the long pass, but Edmondson wasn't there. As Acadia shoots it back in. Just over a minute left in the Acadia penalty. Working down low. Varag with it now. Back to the point for Mullen. Cross for Hughes. He says quick pass for Varag. Good job by Sleds to get down in front of that shot. Varag with it again. Tried to pass across there, but that didn't get through. Acadia manages to get it out of the zone. Here comes Mullen for St. Thomas. Long pass across the ice. Reynolds tried to pass through there, but there's no St. Thomas players to be found. Here comes Hughes. Quick pass for Sands as they bring it up the ice. Here's Lafford coming down the side. He's tied up by Saukin. As it's circled around the net. Hunter goes in after it. Just 10 seconds left in the Acadia penalty. That squirts outside the zone. Varag with it now. Plays it back for Powers. Across for Lafford. Hunter comes in now as Acadia's even strength now. Rowe has a quick shot there, and Dunn had to be sharp on that one as he kicked that away. Fury just circles and fires back in the zone as Hughes picks it up for St. Thomas. Hughes working it out for Lafford. Fury picks it up behind the net for Acadia. As now we got a 2-on-1. Armstrong and O'Leary. Armstrong comes in, the shot, oh what a good save, O'Leary, the rebound, scores!
And O'Leary and Armstrong for the Acadia Axemen came down there on the 2-on-1. And Armstrong chose to take the shot. And Stu Dunn gave up a big rebound that O'Leary made no mistake in putting it in the back of the net. And head coach Kevin Dickey's got to be really happy with his club right now as they go up 3-0 over to St. Thomas Tommies. Coming off an excellent penalty kill, they get paid off with a goal.
That was O'Leary's 6th this year. And Armstrong and Sim pick up the assists. Acadia looking for another one. Gallant with it now. He's circling around. Leaves it for Armstrong, but he's tied up by Preston. St. Thomas working around the boards. Now Reynolds has it. Mercer almost kept it in there. Acadia dumps it back in. St. Louis charging hard. As Mullen recovers for St. Thomas. He just kind of glides out of the ice as he heads off. St. Thomas makes a change. Here's Lightbody now. Pass up. Here comes Lowe for St. Thomas. Long pass intended for Reynolds, but hit Broda's skate. Cover, quick pass up for Acadia. Here comes Hunter down the side, right in. Hunter! Oh, what a great chance! He couldn't get the shot off as he was tied up by Lightbody there. How they battle along the boards for it. Things are really starting to open up now for Acadia. Here comes Welch. So he works it back the other way. Now Ralph for Acadia. Puts it up for Hunter. Hunter, quick pass over for Broda. Is it swiped back in the zone by Covert? Sim chasing after it. The whistle was blown there from a high stick.
Good effort earlier on there, Daryl, by Eric Hunter of the Acadia Axemen as he was headed in on the breakaway. Tried to do a little nifty move, but he lost the handle on the puck. It went wide.
It was a good job by Lightbodies. He had him tied up pretty good, not allowing him to get the shot. 5:49 to go here in the second period. Acadia with a 3-0 lead. Hughes has it for St. Thomas. They bring it up the zone now. Here comes Tiveron. He's trying to get around his man. Sleds has him tied up. Now Sleds brings it up the ice for Acadia. O'Leary skating down the wing. Brings in the corner. He gets hauled down. As Gallant manages to swipe it back. Now Powers back the other way for St. Thomas. Bringing it another line. There's a shot. That was high out and over the net. Hughes just kind of takes a weak shot on net there, and Nunwaller covers that one up. Nunwaller hasn't had much work tonight, just 9 shots. And he only been tested once or twice.
Nunwaller getting the nod for the last 2 games. Today and last night, in which he helped Acadia defeat the University of Moncton Blue Eagles 3-1.
Yeah, he was called on time and time again last night to help out Acadia. He received the first star of the game. All right, now Gilmore was just having a little chat with referee Steve Langell.
Currently in the standings of goaltenders, Nunweiler has a 3.08 goals against average, which is tops in the Kelly division.
Acadia working out of the zone. Here comes Hunter. He just throws it down deep. Broda was chasing after it, but he was tied up. Edmondson. Long pass, and that's cut off back. Here comes Acadia. Other way, it's Socken with it now. He just threw it out front. Stu Dunn scoops that one and holds on.
Socken coming up from the defenseman's line, or defenseman's position, sorry. Looking for an open man in front of the net, and instead just flicked it right in on Stu Dunn, and Stu Dunn covered it up for a face-off down in St. Thomas's zone.
Once again, a good crowd here today, Sunday afternoon at Acadia Arena. Preston now, he just flips it out. Socken gloved that one down. And thus, that's what caused the whistle, as he closed his glove on it.
And as you saw there, Acadia Axemen player Socken going for the quarterback sneak as he caught the puck and tried going for the touchdown, so to speak.
Fortunately, you can't do that in this game.
Oh, I think he forgot this is hockey, not football.
Rhoda swipes that one in deep. Preston has it now for St. Thomas. Circling around behind the net, and he's being checked. This puck's being tied up along the boards there. Squirts loose for Rao. He gets tied up again. Now Broda for Acadia. Still trying to get it free. Finally they do. Down the quarters, Preston swipes it around. Preston for the Tommies, trying to work it out. Quick pass up there for Edmondson. And Mullen picks it up. Mullen try to rink wide cross pass there, but I think that was a little too high for Carson's taste.
Steve Langill assessing a penalty against Acadia player, I believe it is Broda, going off for 2 minutes.
Acadia penalty to number 17, Mike Broda. 2 minutes for holding. Time 16 minutes and 20
Holding is the call as he tied up one of the St. Thomas players.
This will be the Tommies' 5th power play of the night. Of course, so far they're 0 for 4 on the power play.
Acadia's been doing an excellent job killing off the St. Thomas power play, as St. Thomas has only accounted for 6 shots on the power plays thus far. Certainly head coach Durley Smith of the St. Thomas Tommies would like his team to get going, especially on the power play.
Fuser in behind the net for it. That flicks out and out of play. 3:30 to go in the second period. Acadia up 3-0.
Now it's important here for Acadia to keep doing the same thing they've been doing all these power plays that St. Thomas has had. Just keep that man away from the front of the net and keep dumping that puck right down to the other end.
St. Thomas working out the outside. Sands couldn't handle that pass as it comes out to the neutral zone. Now low for St. Thomas. He throws it in deep. Dunwaller stopped that one for Fuster. Fuster finds a gap as he sends that down the ice. Here comes Lowe, working it back the other way. Stiveron has it now. He lost that. Acadia, once again, doing a great job keeping St. Thomas from getting anywhere near the net.
It seems as though Acadia's added pressure during the penalty kills has just been forcing St. Thomas to make mistakes in the neutral zone. Unable to get anything going.
Lowe took a shot there and snapped his stick in 2 pieces. Going back for some more lumber. There, Rao almost stole it there from goaltender Dunn. Fuster just fires it down the ice. Dunn decides to play that. St. Thomas rather, is having a rough time getting anything going on this power play. Once again, Acadia sends it down the ice again. Just 20 seconds left in the Broda penalty. Oh. Preston almost lost it there. St. Louis wasn't able to recover and get a good chance. Now here's Carson. Bringing it in over the line. Carson pass across for Gilmore. He couldn't get that shot off. That's worked him behind the net. As Broda skates on the ice to even things up. Out to the point. Evanson with the long shot. Didn't get through. Now Sleds has it now. He just fires it up, and Broda has a chance now. Does him and Mullen have a race? Mullen wins that battle. Now Gilmore. Back the other way for St. Thomas. Doing a couple nifty moves there. Cross for Carson, but that was cut off by Acadia.
As you see, head coach Kevin Dickey extremely happy off of Acadia Axemen's 5th penalty kill. And certainly head coach Durley Smith of the St. Thomas Tommies can't be too happy with his special teams, as they've gone unsuccessful on all 5 of their power play chances. Not to mention it seems as though they can't get anything going in Acadia's end and get any good shots and test Nunweiler.
Just under a minute to go here in the second period. It's worked down low for low. This being tied up along the boards now. Comes loose. Now Dewar, he just tries to throw it behind. Saw can cut that off. Here's a shot by Powers. That doesn't make it to the net. Now Lowe in behind. Trying to find a teammate. Nothing happening there. Hunter takes a big hit from Powers. As the puck squirts down into St. Thomas zone. And looks like there's going to be an interference call. And it looks like it will be Powers that did have that hit.
Seemed as though he threw a little bit of the elbow up into Hunter's face as well, as he went for the hit along the boards. Got a little too energetic, so to speak, I guess.
That may have been an undisciplined penalty. Just 12 seconds left in the second period. If Acadia doesn't manage to get one here, they'll have a start the third period on the power play. There's a shot by Fuster right on. And Dunn makes a good save to cover that one up.
Again, Acadia looking to Neil Fuster at the point for that big shot. Fortunately, he wasn't able to find any of the corners on Stu Dunn. Stu Dunn made the easy save and covered it up.
Here's Fuster. Streaking in. Quick shot. Good save by Dunn. Rebound. And he scores!
And with 1.7 seconds left in the second period, the Acadia Axemen go up 4-0 over the St. Thomas Tommies. And that goal coming on the power play.
There was a bunch of Acadia players in front. I'm not sure who got that. We'll find out in a second. Right now, Steve Langel's having a talk with assistant captain Quade Lightbody about the goal.
Now, Acadia's record after the second period when leading is 6 wins, 0 losses, and 0 ties. So the game looks well in Acadia's hands. St. Louis's second goal of the game. And well deserving. St. Louis is probably one of the hardest working players for this Acadia Axemen team. And all his hard work pays off with his second goal of the game.
St. Thomas wasn't too impressed with that goal. There was still a little bit of discussion there with referee Steve Langell. But nonetheless, it's 4-0 for Acadia. Shots after the second period. 28 for Acadia and just 10 for St. Thomas. Well, we'll bring you back for the third period right here on Access Channel 5. We're back for the third period. It's a big second period for the Acadia Axemen as they scored 4 goals. And that's what we have right now is a score of 4-0.
Starting things out for Acadia in the second period, it was St. Louis with his first goal of the game, followed by big tough guy Rick Mercer. O'Leary made things...
I think Rick Mercer's the TV guy, isn't he?
Well, I'm not sure if Rick Mercer's the TV guy. Jeff Mercer. Well, me and Jeff go way back, so he knows his childhood name that I called him was Rick, because he reminded me of that television guy. Anyways, to make things worse for the St. Thomas Tommies, O'Leary had the third goal for Acadia at 12:20, and St. Louis topped it off in the second period with 1.7 seconds to go, with the second goal coming on the Acadia Axemen power play.
Acadia finished off strong again for shots as they're leading the game 28-10. Certainly a lot of work for Stu Dunn tonight in goal for the Tommies. As we get underway here in the third period, St. Louis has it now for Acadia. Quick shot in. Dunn kicked that wide. Now Edmonton. He gets rubbed out there. As Gilmore, long pass out for Carson. Carson fires it right around the boards. Edmonton tried to take out his man. It's a battle along the boards for it now. Gilmore trying to pick it out between Broda's legs. Now Broda has it. Fuster follows up on the place. He just throws it in. Acadia makes a change. Holland back for the Tommies. So they come down the ice. Here's Carson now. So comes in behind. It's a late offside. As Hogue looks to work it out for Acadia. Hogue streaking up the middle, and he managed to get a 2-on-1 with Klassen. Hogue, and that was a good defensive play by Powers there as he swept that one in the corner. The puck came back to Dunn, and he just pounces on it to get the stoppage.
The big thing for St. Thomas this period is not to allow Acadia to have any odd man rushes as though that just happened just then. Acadia came up on the 2-on-1, and luckily for the St. Thomas Tommies, the defenseman made a good play.
Hughes in behind the net. Looking to get things going for the Tommies, but that was cut off. As Klassen sends it back in. Hughes to work it again. Hughes still with it. As they work it out of the zone. Here comes Vrag. He takes it in over the line. Vrag still with it. Lost control of it there. Now he's tied up by Peyton. Lafford comes to behind. Now the Tommies, and here's a chance for Hughes. Quick shot on. Dunweller stopped that. As Peyton swapped that away with his glove. Now it's tied up along the boards there. Klassen manages to break free with it. As he knocks that out over the blue line. Now Powers for the Tommies. A long pass for Sands. He gets bumped off there by Fury. Acadia works it back the other way. Here's center. Quick pass up for Sim. That was a little bit ahead of him. He couldn't handle that one. As the Tommies regain control. Mullen just threw that out in the center zone. As Acadia fires it back in again. Now Sim with it. Quick pass out for Hunter. He gets dumped there. Good chance for Acadia. Larry couldn't connect on that one. Now St. Thomas got a 3-on-2 now. Mullen leading the rush. He tries to find Tommy in front, but it was cut off. And now Acadia breaking out. Here's O'Leary. They have a 3-on-1 now. O'Leary, Sim, and Fuster. O'Leary cross to Sim. Oh, what a good save by Dunn. As he just sprawled across there and managed to get the pad on that. Now St. Thomas breaking back the other way. That pass just ahead of Reynolds. As they almost had a good chance. Now Preston fires up. And that just goes wide. Back out to neutral zone now. As it's back in St. Thomas zone, and Powers has it for Preston. Now Rao trying to fight off a checker. He's coming inside the zone. He's being tied up. Powers just trying to dig that out. Sled's in there to help out for Acadia. Now Glenn, he gets tripped up. And St. Thomas will be getting a penalty here.
As Pat Powers heads off to the penalty box for the St. Thomas Tommies, they look to have had a little bit more pep to their step coming out this earlier on in the third period here. But unfortunately, an undisciplined play by Powers as he goes to the penalty box for 2 minutes.
Katie's 1 for 3 on the power play tonight with 16:25 left in the third period. Katie's got a commanding lead of 4-0. Face-off will take place in St. Thomas zone there. Just at the top of the circle. St. Louis and Gilmore squaring off. Face-off was shipped outside the zone. Schuster brings it back for Acadia. Acadia looking to break out now. Schuster pass up the middle for Fury. Seed leaves it off for St. Louis. St. Louis tried to chip it in, but that didn't work. And Acadia is called for the offside. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Access Channel 5, sponsored by Greco Pizza.
Kevin Dickey sent out the power play line of Todd Rao, Fury, and Josh St. Louis. I'm sure he's thinking about getting St. Louis his third goal of the game to complete the hat trick.
.140 remaining in the St. Thomas penalty. Fuster with it now. So he dumps it off for Hogue. And it goes in behind for Hughes. Hughes tried to get that one around the boards, but went out of play.
As Mercer and Hughes have a few words to one another. A couple shoves. Still have a few words for one another, and the refs aren't going to let them dance. Not tonight. Even though Elvis is playing in the building, there's going to be no dancing.
St. Louis and Gilmore squaring off again. Draws one cleanie back to Fuster. He has it now. Use it for Fury. Fury tries a cross pass there. Preston cut that off. Now back in Acadia's zone. Fuster starting the rush. Fury gets a hold of that puck. He still has it now. Chance for St. Louis. He comes in. He scores!
And Fury for the Acadia Axemen was coming across the top of the circle looking for the shot. And he lost control of the puck, and he came right to St. Louis, who made a nifty little move and beat Stu Dunn low to the left side. And he completed, with that goal, he completes the hat trick.
His fifth goal, his hat trick goal, and 13
Josh's 4th goal of the last 2 games combined. And tonight with the hat trick.
And Varag comes down the way and he scores. Varag just answered for St. Louis. Skull.
Geez, that was probably the fastest back-to-back goals I've seen yet this far in Acadia hockey. St. Louis to complete the hat trick, and then Varag to come right off the face-off and go in and beat netminder Nunweiler right through the 5-hole. I'm sure head coach Durley Smith of the St. Thomas Tommies would like to see a little more of that sort of play from his top players like Varag, as he went in and took that excellent slap shot, found its home in the back of the net.
Right now there was a little bit of confusion with Acadia making the long change, and it looked as if Lightbody had complained about that. Said something to Steve Langell, now he's heading to the box. .17 left in the third period rather. Acadia with a commanding lead, 5-1. And out shooting them, 31-12.
It seemed as though John Lafford had a few choice words for head referee Steve Langell, and he sent him off for a 10-minute misconduct.
Played in deep to Acadia's zone now. It's now Hogue has it. He plays it around for Klassen, who gets bumped. Coming around the other side. Sands tries to keep that in. Sands still with it. He loses it. Now Saukin for Acadia. In behind the net. Pass out for Hogue, and he just dumps that out of the zone. St. Thomas brings it back in. Sleds with it now. Sleds up for Mercer. He puts it up for Hogue. Lightbody gloved that down, which caused the whistle.
Things might get a little chippy here in the third period. As you see, Acadia is up 5-1 over the St. Thomas Tommies, with 14:25 left in this third period. Now, Acadia's got to remember to keep its composure this game, remain disciplined, try to stay out of that penalty box, because they don't want to give St. Thomas any extra opportunities to go in for some shots or go on another power play. Nunweiler has nonetheless stood all the shots thus far except for one.
Well, and back to the point, that shot was wide. Preston comes in on the other side, plays it around and behind. Now they're working behind the net for it. So Reynolds has control of it. Fury sweeps it around the boards. Mullen with it now. He dumps it back in. There's a play out in front. Lowe couldn't handle that pass. Now Hunter has it. He loses it to Lowe again. Here's a quick shot. Dewar. That was deflected wide. Preston coming in on this in the corner. Now it comes out and O'Leary has a one-on-one with Mullen. Waiting for Hunter to catch up with him. Now he's got Sim. Sim right in. Oh, what a good save by Dunn. He managed to keep that out. Now we got a little bit of rough stuff after the whistle.
The St. Tommy's defenseman Dan Preston a little upset at Sim for taking an extra little shot after he tried to deke out goaltender Stu Dunn. As you see O'Leary there, tangled up with one of the Tommy's players. Mike O'Leary, probably one of the smallest players for the Acadia Axemen, but he's definitely a spark plug. He's definitely got all the capabilities of being a big, big point getter for this team. And he certainly sounds upset sitting down in that penalty box.
Well, so far we got O'Leary for Acadia and Lafford for St. Thomas. Now there'll be a couple more players maybe heading in.
Now they're discussing recipes downstairs. Probably a word or two about each other's moms. But we're not allowed discussing that.
Well, Lance is going to get things settled out down there. We'll find out in a sec if anyone's going to be short-handed after this.
Just having a look at the penalty box right now, it's a little vacant in comparison to last night's game, where each team, both the University of Moncton Blue Eagles and the Acadia Axemen, at one point had about 5 or 6 players in each penalty box. Not a full house, but
they got the extra 2 minutes up on the board right now for St. Thomas, so it looks as if Acadia will hit on the power play.
Acadia's number 15, Michael Leary, 2 minutes for roughing after the whistle. So number 19, Mike Sin, 2 minutes for roughing after the whistle. 96 minutes.
5-1 the score. Here
Preston cross-checking and roughing.
in Wolfville.
And Sim roughing at 6:35.
Light body, he just wires that one down the ice. As Feaster goes back to set up for Acadia. St. Louis with it now. Work sitting over the line. St. Louis still with it. Tries to get a quick pass out there, but that didn't get through. St. Thomas sends it back down the ice. Acadia working on their 5th power play of the night, with 1 power play goal. That's fired around the side. Edmondson tries to get it out there, and he does. Acadia not being able to get much going here, Daryl.
in behind the play we had Tommies captain Hughes and big guy St. Louis having a few words to one another.
St. Louis trying to pass there for Rob, but that was cut off. As St. Thomas tries to work it back the other way. Now Tiveron, he's being twisted and turning up all over the place. Some of the fans were complaining there.
As Acadia got a little bit bunched up on the left side of the rink.
Our Whopper Roll Week winners are seated in section 13, row E.
45 seconds
Section 13.
left in the St. Thomas Minor.
Congratulations from Burger King in Minas.
Before this power play, Acadia went 1 for 4, where St. Louis scored that late goal in the second period.
Peyton fires it around the boards. Bennett chasing in. He gets bumped. Now Mercer with it. Mercer trying to look for a shot. He leaves it for Bennett. Bennett works it down low. Now Mercer. There's a shot that gets through. Good save by Dunn. Mercer has it again. He puts it across. It comes over for Peyton. Peyton looking for a quick shot. That doesn't manage to get through. Classen was tied up. And he couldn't get control of the puck, but Acadia for one more rush. Here comes Classen coming down the wing. He gets hauled down. Managed to get back to his feet again. Got through to the net. Dunn kept that out. St. Thomas is playing all even now as a 5-a-side. Classen has it on the side of the net. He gets bumped. There's Mercer now for Acadia, working it around the side. Back out to the point. Payne took a shot there, but broke his stick. Now Mercer with it. Working around, circling low, looking for an Axemen player. His Powers regains it for St. Thomas. They work it back the other way. Tiveron, and he just dumps it in, and St. Thomas makes a change. Here comes Saucon for Acadia, turning on the Jets. He's wailing down the side. He just throws it in for Hogue. Hogue skips around his man. Now it's poked back around. Varag for St. Thomas. He's got 1 goal tonight. He throws that in. Acadia works it back the other way. Here comes Hogue. Good pass for Armstrong. Pretty tough for him to handle as that squirted through. Now it's tied up down low. And St. Thomas gains control here as Reynolds heads up the ice. Reynolds, he gets bumped. Good check there by Saucon. Saucon got decked there. He lost his lid in the process as it goes back down the ice. Bowers for St. Thomas. Give him for Lowe. Here comes Lowe up in the center ice. He tries to roll it in. Fuster has it now for Acadia. Fuster, long shot on. Dunn sears that in the corner. Now Broda. We got a whistle here.
And it looks as though Quaid Lightbody's all right. A little shaken up by one of the Acadia players as he heads to the bench for a change.
9:15 remaining in the third period. Acadia Axemen are on top, 5-1.
Acadia had a power play chance, but they weren't very productive on it. And the play went on for about 2 or 3 more minutes. It was ended with Lightbody being hurt as he heads to the bench. We'll have a face-off deep in the St. Thomas zone.
Preston now for St. Thomas. Lowe had it, picked it up. He just kind of flicked it out of the zone. Covert picks up for Acadia. So he throws it back deep. Acadia keeps it in and rolls it in on net. Here's a chance for Gallant. He couldn't get a shot off there. Barry picks it up for St. Thomas. Little backhander there for Lowe. St. Thomas is having a tough time breaking out here. Now Preston. He dumps it off and Armstrong picks it up for Acadia. He gets all twisted up there. So he lost control of it. Now Mullen. He flicks that one out and that one heads down the ice. Icing waved off. As Fuster heads back the other way. And that was deflected and out of play.
Let's watch the presentation of the All-Scoring Player of the Game award. At the conclusion of this afternoon's contest, NCAA officials will select the All-Scoring Player of the Game.
Things a little slower here in the third period in comparison to the second, where Acadia came out flying and scored 4 goals. And as you can see, the fans here in Wolfville not as into it here in the third period as they were in the second. But hopefully Acadia goalie, that is, Nunweiler, will spark this team and spark the crowd too.
Hughes has it now. He puts it across for Powers, who just dumps it in. Peyton picks it up for Acadia. Now Fury. Pass up for Rao. Rao throws it in deep. St. Louis is in chasing. Powers gets to it first. So he gives it up to his man, Edmondson. Now Rao for Acadia. He gets tangled. It's Peyton has it now. Peyton rolls it in. Hughes backhands that around for Powers. Out to center ice. Acadia now just trying to keep it in their zone, not having St. Thomas get anything going at all. Edmondson, he just fired it in there, couldn't bring it in. Skilmer was in offside. Now Hughes for St. Thomas. Brings it up the ice. Here comes Varag. He's racing down the wing, trying to find another teammate. There's a chance right out in front, and Edmondson was all twisted up there. There's a shot from the point. As that was wide. Played down in the corner. O'Leary comes up with it now. Shot from the point from Preston. Mullen comes in to chase. And the Acadia starts back the other way. Sam with it, and he lost it. Now Peyton gets it up, regains it again for Acadia. So he dumps that out in the zone. Now Mullen, bringing it in over the line. But Hogue seals it. He's back the other way. They got a 3-on-2. Hogue, the shot, good save by Dunn. And Mercer couldn't pick up the rebound in time. They get it back again. And that squirted through the crease. Nunweiler picks a long pass up for Hogue, but Klassen had picked it up instead, and he lost it. Acadia regains control here. Fuster with it now. Mercer just dumps it in deep. Now Powers has it. So he starts up ice. Pass intended there for Tiveron. He couldn't get it. And Acadia just puts it back in the zone. Here comes Lundell for St. Thomas. That's clear out of the zone. Reynolds for Acadia puts it in the middle of the ice, and here comes Sands. Sands stops. Trying to get a pass through Reynolds there. That didn't get through. Now Mullen. He has it now. Tried to throw it out front. And we got a whistle. 5:01 left in the third period. 5-1 score for the Acadia Axemen. And shots tonight, 36-13 for Acadia.
A little bit of
Stu Dunn has been pretty busy tonight.
A little bit of spearing there by number 41, Dave Reynolds, of the St. Thomas Tommies. I don't think head referee Steve Langiel saw it. But Acadia player Armstrong heads off to the box for 2 minutes for holding. Fans a little upset with that call.
Well, Acadia's done an excellent job tonight, killing off all 5 St. Thomas power plays.
Yeah, Acadia's head coach Kevin Dickey's got to be pretty content and happy with what Acadia's been doing on the penalty killing, as they have killed off all 5 of St. Thomas's power play opportunities.
Fuster sends that one down the ice. As Dunn leaves it there for Mullen. St. Thomas looking to get something going here. Not much time left. They got to get something going soon. Here's Preston. He gets hauled down. Scores! Mullen picked the top corner there on Nunweiler. And right now there's some discussion, but
yeah, I think it's just as Dan Preston was heading down for St. Thomas, he got hooked by Acadia player Chris Payton, I believe. And it was a delayed call. The ref was going to assess a penalty, and St. Thomas ended up scoring on the play.
Well, that was a good shot by Mullen. And now we got a 5-2 hockey game.
So St. Thomas with their second goal of this period.
Acadia did have a delayed penalty there, and because of the rule that regardless of if you have a delayed penalty or not, they used to wash out the delayed penalty on a goal if you had a player in the box, but now they assess the penalty and the player that was in the box comes out. So St. Thomas has another 2-minute power play.
I believe that's a unique rule here in the AUAA's league. If you look at the National Hockey League, they do wash out the delayed penalty call.
Fuster, he fires that one down. 4 minutes left in the third period. And Acadia with a 5-2 lead. Now Hunter, he just dumps that down. Rouse down to Chase. Dunn's going to play with it for a little bit as he leaves it there for Hughes. Here come the Tommies. They were trying to make it break out, but they lost control. And Saukin fires it down the ice. Just under a minute to go in the Peyton penalty. Here comes Rao. He's got a breakaway. Rao's in all alone. Rao. Oh, and what a good save there by Dunn. As Rao got hauled down, it looks like St. Thomas will be getting a penalty on that play. Good heads-up play by Rao to cut that pass off.
Yeah, it was a great play by Rao. He went in on the breakaway against Stu Dunn. Just in the progress of taking the shot, he got yanked down. Now, I think the fans here in Wolfville would like to see a penalty shot, but I think he was in the progress of taking the shot, so Gilmore just picked up the penalty for tripping. You have to wonder, Daryl, if these 2 goals in the third period are because Nunweiler hasn't seen much action in the first 2 periods, with only 14 shots on net.
Well, certainly that second goal by Mullen, there wasn't much you could do about that. Mullen had a great shot to the top corner. Would have been tough for any goaltender to save. And the first goal, I think Acadia was caught off guard right after they scored, and St. Thomas got a quick one right after that. Powers for St. Thomas. He has it now behind the net. Puts it up for Sands. Now Acadia working it back the other way. Fuster with it. He just rolls it in. Deep into the zone. Dunn plays it for his man, Varag. St. Thomas works it back up in the zone now. Taking it over the line is Powers. He's got in the corner. He's tied up by Saukin. Lost his glove. Now St. Louis has it for Acadia. Acadia will have 1-minute power play here. St. Louis is bringing it in, looking for his 4th goal. That shot was just wide. 4th goal is this game, that is. Now Mullen. He just dumps it down. Snumweiler leaves it there for Saukin. Saukin starting up the ice to Hogue. Hogue looking for Rao out front. Rao has it now. Tried to pass out for Saukin, that didn't work. As Lowe fires it outside the zone.
Well, it's interesting to see on that power play if they were going to go to St. Louis with that quick little snapshot of his, and he almost did pick up his 4th goal of the game. A little bit of the rough stuff down there in the corner is can't quite see their numbers. I believe it was Armstrong and Sim. A couple little pesky players for Acadia. Got tied up in the corner, and there was a stoppage in play.
1:26 remaining here in the third period. 8 seconds left in the St. Thomas penalty. And Acadia is on the top. By a score 5-2. Here's Carver with the shot from the point. That was wide of the net. It comes out into Acadia's zone. Penalty's over now. Here comes Sands down the side. Tries to get around Sleds. Sleds makes a good defensive play. Then he gets tripped up. St. Thomas is going to get a penalty here. as it looks like Sands, I believe, will be going to the box.
Jarrett Sled's working hard for Acadia down in his own zone, trying to get the puck out. And an undisciplined Sands heads off to the penalty box. He'll have a seat for 2 minutes. And Acadia will go on, I believe it's 6 power play.
Jason Sands, 2 minutes for tripping. Time 18 minutes 55 seconds. Sands tripping at 18:55.
Hughes for St. Thomas. He dumps into the zone. Just 1 minute left in the game here. Acadia on the power play. Here comes Bennett. For Sim. He puts that past Armstrong. It was blown there for the offside. A few players bump after the whistle there.
Well, Darryl, head coach Kevin Dickey's got to be pretty proud of his club after coming off 2 losses to St. Mary's and Dalhousie, and then coming back and beating the University of Moncton Blue Eagles last night 3-1, and currently beating the St. Thomas Tommies 5-2 here with 48.5 seconds left in the third period.
Now Bennett for Acadia. Tried to get that pass off. Slipped off his stick. Now there's a battle on the boards. And Powers took a real run at the Acadia player now. Now we got a big scuffle right in front of the penalty box.
And it looks as though Jeff Mercer's trying to pull out a body or two. He wants a piece of somebody at the bottom of that pile. He's one angry man.
Barag and looks like Peyton Rao rather. They're scuffling up a little bit.
This is a pretty bad scene considering everybody's on this pile at the bottom and on top of the ice with no helmets on. As Gallant at the bottom of this pile, trying to get at one of the St. Thomas players. And I believe Mercer and Hughes are finally going to pay respect to one another as they're trying to get loose from head referee Steve Langille. Still tied up in front of the Acadia penalty box. St. Thomas captain definitely wants a piece of Jeff Mercer. Jeff Mercer's basically telling him, "Do you know who I am?" And Hughes realizes who Jeff Mercer was and then skates away.
All after that, a lot of equipment all over the place.
Well, I failed to see how it started, Darryl, but you have to wonder if St. Thomas is just not being professional. Because they're losing this game 5-2, they're obviously a pretty upset hockey club. And they're taking their frustrations out late.
Powers of St. Thomas, who did take a run at one of the Acadia players. And I'm not sure which player it was, but whoever it was ducked at the last minute. Powers went flying over top of him, and then, of course, it was just a chain reaction right after that. Every other player tiled in. Looked like Mercer was looking for blood. He was reaching at.
Well, he definitely smelt it. By the looks in front of the penalty box, we could start our own sporting goods franchise with all the equipment. As they're sorting through the gear, I think about 5 or 6 players are being escorted off the ice or leaving the ice. But they forgot their gear.
Well, it takes some time for Langell to straighten this out. Now the captain Hughes went off the ice for St. Thomas. As far as I know, a couple other players are heading off. Farag and Powers.
Big old
And
Jeff
Reynolds.
Mercer. See him makes an exit at the top of the rink there. Well, it's good that both teams remained disciplined during that ordeal and that none of them really got into the big fisticuffs because there would have been suspensions laid out by referee Steve Langiel. So with 32 seconds left, things got a little interesting. We thought the game was over, and a lot of fans had already left the arena, and they were halfway out, and they heard all the commotion. I think they came running back, trying to pick up loose gear. Well, I'm going to take the time to announce that the second annual Smile Skate with the Axemen Skills Competition will be held and not this Sunday, because today's Sunday, next Sunday, January 24th. Watch your favorite Axemen compete in the NHL-style skills competition at 1:30 p.m. and then skate with the hockey team after the skills competition. Posters will be supplied for autographing during the Skate with the Axemen at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Admittance cost is $2 per person. All proceeds go to Smile, sponsored by Magic 97 and Sobeys.
Well, from what we see there, timekeeper looks like he's writing down quite a bit of stuff. We'll get this all settled in a moment here for you.
Well, surely the timekeeper's getting his money's worth tonight, as he's got about 2 or 3 pages full of numbers and penalties assessed. But I'm sure he'll take his time figuring that out. 32 seconds left in the game. It was pretty amusing there for a while. I mean, that Jeff Mercer, man. Oh. I swear he wanted to kill somebody. I could sense his pain and his anger from all the way up here in the press box.
Armstrong with it now for Acadia. To Broda, across for Hunter. He fires his shot. Dunn steers that away. So that's cleared down the ice. Just 5 seconds to go here. Saucon's going to hold on to it for Acadia. And that'll do it. Acadia Axemen pick up a couple wins this weekend at Acadia over top team Moncton and the St. Thomas Tommies. My final score today of 5-2.
And hopefully with those 2 wins, Daryl, Acadia will move to the top of the division, the Kelly division that is, upon defeating the top 2 teams in the McAdam division. And while looking at the CIAU national rankings, Acadia is currently 9th place, but with the 2 wins after this weekend, they might go up 1 place or 2.
Well, Acadia heads on a 4-game road swing. And as we mentioned yesterday, a few All-Stars into that game. St. Louis, Fuster, and Ammonroot, provided he gets healthier from his injury.
And I believe little Dave Gilmore also got an invitation from the St. Thomas Tommies to that All-Star game.
And once again from Access Channel 5, sponsored by Aggressive Pika, final score, Acadia out on top, 5-2.